Welcome back to Equipped to Endure. I'm Rusty. Now recently I was going through my 72-hour kit, assessing what I had in there, what I liked, what I didn't like. I ran across my good old Condor water bottle pouch and took a look what I had in it. Now what I wanted to do was make it a little bit more of an autonomous kit. So I actually put an ultralight stove in here. I've got my utensils, a little fire kit. One of the main things that I wanted to test out was the Pathfinder nesting cup with the lid that functions like a pot. So we're gonna go ahead and get set up by the fire and test things out and let you know what we think. All right, so let me show you what I've got in my Condor kit here. So, fish mouth spreader, obviously to hold a pot or a bottle over the fire. I think I've actually got two in here right now. Got my titanium light my fire spork, and I've got my base and my ultralight stove here. So wouldn't you know it, I got out here and forgot to bring the darn fuel canister. So we're gonna have to use coal for the test. But the way this works, this is an ultralight little tripod here that you put your stove on, or I'm sorry, the fuel canister, and then you can attach your stove to that fuel canister. So that's what that looks like in case you're curious. So all of this I can fit in that pocket that's already attached to the Condor. That's nice. Now some people look at these as like, if they're leaving camp, they'll just sling this over their shoulder. You can do that if you want. I'd rather have a little bit more with me, but it is nice to keep everything organized and in one place. So let me go ahead and get this guy out of the way with the tripod. Now what I wanted to look at and test was inside here. Now, when you buy the Pathfinder cup, you can actually get the water bottle with it. I did as well. And I had a little debate with myself whether or not to use that or the clean canteen. Now this is a 40-ounce clean canteen. Now the reason that I like the 40-ounce is because it still fits snugly in here. And the actual container only weighs about an ounce more, but it gives you capacity to carry 8 more ounces of water. So that was the trade-off I took. I wanted the 40 ounces, the extra capacity for water. And it still fits just perfectly as it was intended with the 32-ounce. So right off the bat, I was really impressed with the design on this Pathfinder team. I love the vertical handles with the hinge point there. It's much more stable than, like, I think you pronounce it Ollie Camp, the stuff that you can get other places, the other nesting cups. So that's much more stable. It's taller, it's got the holes. So you can put your fish mouth spreader in there for when you hang it over a fire tripod, which is a really smart feature. And then going on top of that, the lid with the cutouts that accommodate, I mean, it was really well thought through. I'm a big fan of the design. I haven't actually tested it yet though, which is what we're doing. Also the strainer and the cup with the lid. Overall, it seems like a really solid design. So just wanted to give it a test. So when you put it back in the container, obviously the lid nests right underneath. Now from a material and workmanship standpoint, my only knock on this, and I wouldn't even call it a big knock, is when these things are stamped, the cut edges are a little rough and a little bent. And I think I don't know that there's too much that you can avoid that from a manufacturing process unless somebody went out after the fact and touched it with a file. So you get just a little bit of rough edge that is scraping against the inside of this when you put it in. Again, not a big knock. I don't mind touching that with the file. Not a big deal at all. So you can see, I don't know, I'll get up close here. You can see a little bit of crimping that happens when you cut on that edge through the manufacturing process. All right, well, I'm gonna pop over here to the stream and fill up our Pathfinder nesting cup with some water so we can get it boiling and see how it does. Now, one thing to do, if you don't already know this, when you're getting water out of a stream, it's a good thing to point the mouth of the container away from upstream. It helps eliminate debris from getting into your container. There we go. That'll do it. Oh, here's another nice feature. Let me pop over here. So in the Pathfinder nesting cup, it has water level indications printed on the inside. Now I'm curious to see if those would rub off easily. So, I mean, as long as you're not taking steel wool to it repeatedly, it should probably be fine for a while. But anyway, really nice little feature there. So one of the features of this that I really like is the lid with those slots to accommodate for the fish mouth spreader to use as a bail handle, essentially. So I'm gonna go ahead and try that out. Now, the benefit of using a lid when you're cooking is it helps trap the heat in there more. And if we're trying to boil water or cook something, that's a good way to do it. All right, so we're gonna set this guy right there. We'll come back in a few minutes and see how she's doing. All right, we've had her on there for a few minutes. You can see the nice darkening of the pot there that happens when you put these things over fire, and she has hit a rolling boil. So let me go ahead and take it off. I'm gonna set it right here. It's been a few minutes. Now I do like this lid. Again, I haven't timed it both ways, but it is gonna help things get hotter faster when you have that lid. So let's see. I mean, hot water. So if you're making your hot chocolate, if you're putting this in a mountain house backpacker meal, if you're just trying to sanitize water, you've got it boiled, and then you can just dump it right into your carrier, whether it's a bladder and like a Camelback, or if you're just putting it right back in your clean canteen or whatever you're using. So anyway, I'm a fan. I like the lid. I think it was really well thought through and smart. And again, it's a stainless steel nesting cup. Not high technology there, but the handles are smart, the lid's smart, the holes that were made for the bail handle, which would be a fish mount spreader. I mean, it's a smart design. Let me see if this is gonna burn me right now. Okay, we'll cool it off enough. So this, even in and of itself, I'm a big fan of having the handles positioned vertically as opposed to the long wraparound ones. They're kind of unstable and wiggly when you try to hold it, and this is still hot, but that is better. Anyway, I'm a fan of the product. Good job, Pathfinder team. This is a winner. Well, thanks for watching. Hope that was helpful. If you're considering the pot, I'm a fan. Go ahead and check it out yourself. Again, when it comes to you can get it in the kit with the water bottle if you don't already have the 40-ounce clean canteen, or if you don't care if you have the 40-ounce. The bottle it comes with is great too. I mean, it's pretty much the same thing as a clean canteen. So again, I think the real neat part of the kit is the actual nesting cup with the lid that you can use as a pot. Anyway, hope this was useful. We'll see you next time in OMNIA PARATUS.